Hello guys, welcome to S Online. Myself Venkatesh Parmanchala. So today we are going to discuss about the previous year's questions which are related to SSC CGL examination. Okay, so my part I'll be dealing the economy questions, guys. Okay, so since I'm an economy faculty, I just have 8+ years of experience in Indian economy. So I'm going to discuss. Okay, I'm going to discuss. And also I am going to give some important suggestions which are related to economy bits. As the general awareness paper, it consists of around 25 marks. So I am going to discuss the previous year's questions which are related to economy. And before going to start, so what are the topics and what are the questions which I am going to discuss, okay? So I am going to discuss the examinations which have been conducted on the 16th okay guys, August, and obviously the 22nd December, that is the first shift, second shift, third shift and the fourth shift, right? Yes, I'm going to discuss each and everything which are related to economy. Now, before going to discuss, okay, before going to discuss the examiner, okay, before going to discuss this previous year's examination bits, so I just want to give a brief idea about the question paper pattern which is related to SSC CGL examination. So if you closely observe, I have just analyzed it, guys, okay, just analyzed that the main key focus areas where we can expect the bits, that is the high value topics, that is the high weightage topic, is from the Indian planning. Is from which areas, guys? Yes, the examiner has been concentrating on this planning, Indian economic planning, and also the socio-economic development of India. So if you are a serious aspirant, please, the first or the highest weightage has been given to the planning. So as we get 2 or 3 bits from this SSC CGL examination, so since we have a limited questions, so mainly focus on this planning topic. Then the examiner is focusing on the general topics. He is focusing on which topic, guys? He is focusing on the general topics like budget. He is focusing on the general topics like budget, and he is focusing on the important topic called national income, okay, and the topics which are related to the demography or the population. So here are the focused areas, okay. So first of all, you should give priority to the planning, then we should give importance to the budget, national income and population. And there are some questions which are related to the appointments. Since these appointments come under the category of current affairs, but make sure that you remember the appointments also, guys, okay. He is focusing on the national institutions and national organizations appointments, okay. And finally, he is also mainly concentrating on the national schemes. So please focus on these national schemes. These are the important areas, or okay, which we are going to cover, guys, okay. Yeah, so I think I'll just directly jump into the questions, okay. If at all possible, make sure that you please try to answer these questions as we are in the live session. If you have any doubts, please ask in the live session, okay. Yeah, I'll just directly jump into the question, guys, okay. Here is the first question which we are going to start. Yes, you can check it here. SHG promotes thrift in small proportion by a minimum contribution from each member of the group. What does H stands in SHG? So he is asking the full form, or he is asking the abbreviation, guys. So if you observe closely, what do you mean by this SHG? Okay, so the SHG, the full form of this SHG is the self-help groups. Okay guys, what is the full form? Self-help groups is the full form of this SHG. So what is this SHG stands for? So and what is the importance of this SHG? As you already know, in 1982, there is a scheme called DWACRA. The government has introduced a scheme called DWACRA, Development of Women and Children, okay, development of women and children in rural areas. So the main intention of the scheme is to form the self-help groups. So how many members and who are the main? Is it gender biased? Yes, the main members belong to the women guys. Here women SHGs, we call them as women SHGs. So the government will be providing some surety, and these SHG women will be provided some bank loans so that they can get some microfinances guys, and they can do some small business and small trades. So that is the main intention of the government. And in order to obviously remove, or in order to elevate this poverty, the government has introduced the scheme called Dwakra, and as a part of Dwakra we have these self-help groups. Okay, so combined together they can do some small business and they can come out of the poverty. So that is the main intention of the government guys. Okay, so SHG, it's a very simple question. And if you observe this SSC CGL examination question paper, he is not at all asking the toughest questions guys. He is asking from the basic concepts and the basic fundamentals. As you can see clearly, if you study the planning topic perfectly, then these questions are very easy. These questions are very easy guys. Please mainly focus on the planning topic as I clearly mentioned in the introduction part. Please focus on this planning, that is from the first plan to 12th plan. Mainly focus on the first plan to 12th plan. That is the key areas in which we have got the highest weightage topic. Okay. Yeah. So the second question. So what is the answer here guys? What does H stands for? Self-help groups. It is not the self-habitant groups or self-harvest groups or self-heavy groups. So very simple question. Okay. Yeah. Next question. Next question which we are going to discuss. Okay, the next question which we are going to discuss: in which of the following years was the Planning Commission of India was set up? So in which year the Planning Commission was set up guys? Very important. So as I clearly mentioned, once again the bit is from the planning. Yes, what do you mean by this Planning Commission? In which year guys? Please try to answer it. So I'll just give 5 seconds of time. So if it is possible, try to keep the answer. Yes, please try to keep the answer. Yeah, the exact answer is 1950. The right answer is 1950. So the Planning Commission was constituted on 1950 March. 1950 March. And who is known as the father of planning? And who is known as the father of planning guys? Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya. Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya. Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya is known as the father of planning. So okay guys, please make sure that he is the first person to say that there is need for planning in India. Who is the first person to state the importance of planning in India? Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya guys, the planning and economic development of India, in his book The Planning and Economic Development of India. So these are the importance of this one guys. And now you might be thinking, sir, how about this Subhash Chandra Bose? Yes, who stated about the importance of the Planning Commission? So it is the Subhash Chandra Bose. Who is that person guys? Subhash Chandra Bose. So Subhash Chandra Bose is the first person to state the importance of the Planning Commission. Planning Commission guys. So there is a clear difference between the Planning Commission and there is a clear difference between the planning. So there is need for planning. Okay, there is need for planning. So who has given importance of this planning? Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya. And who has given the importance of the Planning Commission? There is need for the Planning Commission in order to execute these plans. So that is the Subhash Chandra Bose, and it has been constituted in 1950 guys. Very important. Okay, the Planning Commission has been constituted in 1950, and the NDC, I'm just going to give some supporting points. NDC has been constituted in August 1952. So National Development Council, please do remember these two. National Development Council. National Development Council has also been set up in 1952. And in which year the planning has been initiated? The first plan has been initiated from 1951 to 1956 guys. Very important. So the first plan has been initiated or executed from 1951 to 1956. This is the most important question which we may expect in the future examination. And the second most important bit which we may expect is NDC, and the priority. The highest top priority has been given to the 1950. So it is not the 1958, nor 1945, nor 1962. So the right answer is 1950. And who is that person behind the setup of this planning commission? Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, so just remember these things. And the third question, okay, so where is the corporate office of RBL located? So this is the direct question, guys, as I clearly mentioned. Once again I'm repeating. So if you observe this general awareness question paper, okay, so mainly the bits are direct bits, okay, so direct and easy bits. So mainly he is focusing on these appointments and the headquarters, appointments, headquarters, reports, schemes, and obviously the data, facts and years. So he is asking in a very simple manner, guys, okay, mainly focus on this one. So where is the corporate office of RBL bank located? So obviously the answer is Mumbai. So obviously people already know the financial capital. What is the financial capital of India? Financial capital of India, guys? Yes, the financial capital of India. So the administrative capital of India is New Delhi, okay, but the financial capital of India is Mumbai, as you already know. So almost all the financial institutions, their headquarters have been placed in the Mumbai city, guys, okay. Even if you observe this SEBI, okay, Security Exchange Board of India, BSE Bombay Stock Exchange, and almost all the corporate bank offices have been headquartered at Mumbai. Please do remember this one, okay. But according to this, RBL also has been Mumbai, okay. Make sure that. So since at that time the RBL bank was a new one, that's the reason he may be asking that question, guys. So mainly focusing on the new banks and their headquarters and their chairmans. So he's also focusing on the chairmans also. So the question, the future questions which we may expect is, who has been appointed as the chairman of this RBL bank? Okay, this is the first question which we may expect. Okay, and obviously he has asked the headquarter, right? Yes, he has asked the headquarters also. Okay, so mainly focusing on this chairman and the headquarters, guys. Okay, so I'll just directly jump into the third question. So the first complete census taken in India is in the which year? So as you can see clearly, so you people already know that the first census has been conducted in 1881. So the first synchronous census has been conducted in 1881. So you might be thinking, sir, 1872, we have also heard that the first census has been conducted in 1872. But I am going to explain here, guys, okay. As you can see clearly, in 1872, so Lord Mayo, who is that person, guys? As you people are already aware, Lord Mayo is a person who has conducted the first census, population census in 1872, but in which in non-synchronous method. In which method, guys? In non-synchronous. And in 1881, Lord Ripon, who is that person, guys? Lord Ripon is the first person who has conducted the population census based on the synchronous method. In which method? In synchronous. What do you mean by the synchronous? As synchronous at a time. At a time, throughout the British provinces or throughout India. So he has conducted the population, or he has enumerated the population, okay, at a time in all the regions of India, guys. So okay, guys, so make sure that he is the first person, synchronous. And what do you mean by this non-synchronous? So here, for example, in Delhi, so we have conducted in and around May. Let us assume that in Delhi we have conducted the population enumeration in May. So maybe in Mumbai they have conducted in September. So if you observe this Chennai, we have conducted in August. You see, this is a synchronous method or non-synchronous method. That is a non-synchronous method. And now what do you mean by synchronous method? At a time, that in within a span of 2 months or within a span of 1 month, at a time, in all places, the population enumeration has been done at a time, guys. This is known as synchronous method. So for every 10 years, we are the decennial census, right? Yes, we are conducting the population census based on the decennial census, okay? So make sure that you remember this one, guys. And this is the first non-synchronous. But from the examination point, if at all, if he is asking in the future, so how he may be asking the question? No? Which is the first population census which have been conducted in India? The first population census which have been completed or conducted in India is 1872. Okay, but only in few parts of in India, British India, but not in all the regions in India. But the first complete census has been conducted in 1881. Okay, so this is the Lord Mayo and he is the Lord Ripon. So neither 1901, 1900, neither it is 1860. So make sure, I think it's a very easy direct question, guys. Okay, you people can easily understand. And which of the following is not the function? Please try to answer it, guys. Which of the following is not the function of the central bank? And what is the central bank of any country, guys? What is the central bank of India? Obviously, the Reserve Bank of India, which has been set up in 1935, and Osborne Smith is the first RBI governor in India. And who is the first Indian RBI governor? C.D. Deshmukh. C.D. Deshmukh. I'm just giving some supporting points so that you people can easily understand, guys. Okay. So Osborne Smith, so with a capital of 5 crore rupees. I think you people already know. So please try to answer it, guys. Please try to answer. Which of the following is not the function of the central bank of the country? So it controls the money supply of the country is the first option. It acts as a banker to the government is the second option. It acts deposits from the public. It is a third option. It issues the currency of the country. It is a fourth option. So please try to answer it. Yes. The answer is it accepts the deposits from the public. So as you already know, the RBI, the main function of the RBI, it is not the function of the RBI, okay? It is not the function of the RBI. Now, who will be receiving the deposits? Obviously, the commercial banks. So, the commercial banks. So, what is the definition of the commercial bank? What is the definition of the commercial bank according to the Banking Rules and Regulation Act 1949? Yes. So, accepting the deposits from the public, accepting the or receiving the deposits from the public or from the people, okay? Receiving the deposits from the people and lending to the needy, So, this is the function of the commercial bank. It is not the function of the RBI, as you already aware. Do you think you have an account in your RBI? Do you have SB account, current account, RD account, FD account in your RBI? No, right? So, obviously, you have your bank account in your public sector bank and private bank or regional rural bank or cooperative bank, okay? So, obviously, RBI doesn't have the function, guys, okay? But other functions, yes, obviously, other functions are definitely the functions of the RBI. It issues currency or not? Yes, definitely. Monetization, we call it as monetization, guys. It issues currency which is of various denominations like 2000 rupees, 1000 rupees, 500 rupees, 200 rupees, 100 rupees. Obviously, various denominations currencies have been issued. So, it issues the currency. So, it accepts, it is a wrong answer. It acts as a banker to the government, definitely. Yes, 100%. So, it acts as a banker not only to the government, but also it acts as a banker to the banks also. So, the lender of the last resort. So, the lender of the last resort. If there is any fiscal deficit, or if there is any monetary deficit for this government of India, then obviously he will be approaching the RBI, guys. The government or the central government or the state government will be approaching the RBI, guys. Obviously, it is acting as a banker to the government. That is, the RBI will be lending money to the state government and the central government. It controls the money supply of the country. Yes, it will be controlling the supply of the money supply of the country. How? Obviously, by raising or by decreasing the interest rates. I think people already aware of this repo rate and reverse repo rate, right? Yes. Obviously, by hiking the repo rate and reverse repo rate, and by declining or decreasing the repo rate and reverse repo rate, it will be controlling the money supply in the market, guys, okay? So, it will be controlling the circulation, money circulation in the markets. So, very simple question and it's a direct question. So, very simple, very direct. So, which are the following, please try to answer it, guys. Which are the following facts is not associated with P.C. Mahalanobis, who contributed to the formulation of India's 5-year plan? So, who is P.C. Mahalanobis? Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis. So, before going to discuss, I'll just explain the options, guys. You can check it, the facts which are related to some personality. So, you see, he is also focusing on the personality. He is not only focusing on the years, he is also not only focusing on the events, but also he is also focusing on the personality, in these 5-year plans. So, who is Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis? He is known as the father of Indian statistics. So, he is known as the father of Indian statistics, and he has established an ISI in Calcutta, Indian Statistical Institution in Calcutta. Of course, later it has been moved to New Delhi. It's a secondary thing, guys. So, make sure that he is known as the father of Indian Statistical Institution. So, let us see some facts and some statements which are related to him. He established the Indian Statistical Institution. Yes, I have clearly mentioned it in Calcutta. He started the General Sakya. Yes. So he has started the statistical journal called Shakya, guys. Yes, it is also the right answer. Every quarterly it will be releasing the statistics, okay? And he is also known as the architect of the Indian planning. Yes, architect of the Indian planning. He is also known as the architect of the Indian planning because in second plan, he has come up with the 4-sector model. I think people already aware of this one, many people, 4-sector model. So obviously he has come up with a called a 4-sector model or PC Mahalanobis model, guys. Obviously, so the he has led for the strong foundation of our industries, guys. Okay, particularly the Bhilai Steel Plant, Rourkela Steel Plant, Durgapur Steel Plant, Neyveli Lignite Corporation. So all these industries, iron and steel industries and heavy industries, have been established through this 4-sector model. He has given importance to these heavy industries and obviously the major industries. So that's the reason he is also known as the architect of Indian planning. Obviously, even the Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya has been the architect of Indian planning for the first plan, and obviously the architecture of Indian planning for the second plan. Obviously, he is this one. So you might this question we may eliminate it, guys. How you can eliminate it? I said second plan. So the time duration of the second plan is from which year? 1956 to 1961, right? So obviously he has existed. So he has submitted his theories during 1956 to 1961. Now you see the fourth option. Mahalanobis was born in 1983 in Calcutta. You see, 1983 in Calcutta, 1983. And where is the second plan? What is the plan duration of the second? 1956. Maybe he might be, so definitely born around 19th century, 1901 or 1902. But you see, so in the recent times. So I think definitely this is the wrong answer. So obviously this is the wrong answer. Which of the following is not associated? So I think you can easily eliminate it, guys. Even if you doesn't know the answers, you can easily eliminate it by this one. So very simple question, very easy question. So if you have some common sense, so this is a common sense question. So you need not have any knowledge or information or subject which is related to the PC Mahalanobis. So definitely you can easily answer it, guys. Okay. Yeah. So it was established in 1933, Shakya, by Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis, founding director of ISC along the lines of Carl Pearson. I think you people already know about this. And the next question, please try to answer it, guys. Which of the given sectors is largely driven by the consideration of social welfare? So you think you would have already studied about this social welfare in our DPSPs. Am I right or wrong? Directive Principles of State Policies. Okay, to establish a socialistic pattern of society, to establish an equitarian society, the developmental fruits must be reached to each and every section of the society. Okay, to create a welfare state is the ultimate goal or is the ultimate objective of our Indian Constitution. So each and every person who is residing in India shall have a prosperous and healthy life or wealthy life is the main objective or motto of our Indian welfare system, guys. Okay, so now you see here, reducing inequalities, reducing the poverty, all comes under the category of social welfare. Now what is social welfare? Now that is a question here. Which of the given sectors is largely driven by the consideration of social welfare? So to establish a socialistic pattern of society, I think I have clearly explained, right? Is it foreign one? No, obviously, definitely the social welfare doesn't belong to the foreign sector. Is it cooperative? Let's keep a question mark. Whether it is a private one, definitely it is not the private one. So because I have clearly mentioned that we have to establish a socialistic pattern of society or equalitarian society. Society itself is the public. Society itself is the public, guys. So very simple, very easy. So I think you can easily answer it if you do know, if you are aware of this, 5-year planning. In 5-year planning, we have this capitalistic economy, socialistic economy, mixed economy, types of economies. And I think you people are already aware of this DPSPs, right? Article 36 to 51. I think, Article 38 and 39, you can easily answer it by this one, guys, okay? It is a public welfare, not the private welfare, so not this one. So the next question, which we may expect, choose the correct pair from the following options. Choose the correct pair. So the third 5-year plan, rapid industrialization and basic industries. So let us see whether it is right or wrong. Fourth 5-year plan, family planning program. Third 5-year plan, Mahalanobis model. second 5-year plan focusing on the agriculture. So now before you attend or attempt this question, as I clearly mentioned, you should have an idea about the planning. I have clearly explained in the starting itself, guys, okay? So the examiner is mainly focusing on the planning. Please focus on the planning. So we have the highest weightage, the high valued bits which we may expect is from the planning, because we hardly get 2 to 3 bits. We hardly get 2 to 3 bits from this economy. So in these 2 to 3 bits, definitely 1 bit is from this planning, guys. As I clearly observed these previous year's questions, so definitely we can expect 1 bit from this planning. So since we are discussing all the question papers, that is the reason we are getting more questions from this planning. So make sure that the planning has been given the highest importance. Okay, yeah. So third 5-year plan. So before going to discuss, let us assume. So the first 5-year plan, it has been given importance to the agriculture. Forget about the mass of falling. The first 5-year plan, we have given importance to the agriculture, guys, okay? And the second 5-year plan, we have given importance to these industries. We have given importance to the heavy industries. And obviously the third 5-year plan, we have given importance to the self-sufficiency, okay? Self-sufficiency, and obviously in some books we have also the balanced regional development. Self-sufficiency, balanced regional development also is one of the one. So these are the top 3, okay? Let us see the statements. Third 5-year plan, rapid industrialization and basic industries. The rapid industrialization and basic industries is the second plan, guys. It is not the third plan. Fourth 5-year plan, the family planning program. Let's see. We have a question mark. First 5-year plan, PC Mahalanobis model. I think in the previous question itself, I have clearly discussed. I think you can check it here. So the previous question, guys, PC Mahalanobis. I think I have clearly explained it or not? Yes, PC Mahalanobis. So the PC Mahalanobis second plan. So who is the chairman? Who has given important? Who is known as the architect of second plan, guys? Obviously the PC Mahalanobis, which I have already discussed here, guys. Okay. So second 5-year plan. So the PC Mahalanobis is known for the second plan, not the third plan. So obviously you can check it here. I think I have clearly explained it, right? I have explained it. So hope you remember this point. Yeah. So first 5-year plan is not the PC Mahalanobis, guys. Here it is the Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. As I am just revising it, guys. Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya, and the model is Haradomar model. The second 5-year plan, obviously focusing on agriculture? No. So it is the first 5-year plan. Focusing on agriculture is first plan. So obviously if we eliminate it, so the right answer, as you can see clearly, so the third 5-year plan, as I clearly mentioned, self-sufficiency. So the first 5-year plan, it is given importance to the agriculture. Second 5-year plan, it has given importance to the industries. You see, he has interchanged it. So the right answer is the fourth 5-year plan. During 1970 to 1975, the Indira Gandhi, okay, has given highest importance and the utmost importance to the family planning, particularly the forced sterilization. So, okay, whose couple who have, okay, who have greater than 2 children, so were given the forced sterilization, guys, okay. So that is the importance of this fourth plan, okay. It has been given as to family planning program. So obviously 1952 is the first family planning program in India. 1976 is the second national family planning or national population policy, and 2000 is the second national population policy which has been introduced in India. So don't worry, guys. So I think it's a very easy question. So if you know the planning, I think it's very easy. Next one. Yes, now coming to the concepts. Till now we have discussed the bits which are related to planning and some basic fundamentals, right? Yes, now if you closely observe, so we are going to discuss the bits which are related to the planning, guys. Sorry, the national income. So if we deduct depreciation from GNP, the measure of aggregate income that we obtain is called. So what he has clearly mentioned is that GNP minus depreciation is equal to what? So question he has given clearly. So GNP minus depreciation. So what we get? Gross domestic market the gross domestic product at market price, that is the GDP at market price? Is it the GDP, or is it the NNP, or is it the personal income? So what is the right answer? Please try to answer it, guys. So what is the right answer? Please try to answer it. So what is the right answer? Yes, if you do know the basic fundamentals of this national income, then it is very easy for you to understand. And you know what his answer is? Yes, GNP minus depreciation is equal to NNP, net national product. I am going to explain, don't worry guys. Net national product. So here G is nothing but the gross product. Here the G is nothing but the gross product. So the gross product. So this gross product belongs to which one, guys? Particularly the capital goods. So obviously we have these fixed assets are not capital goods. So since these capital goods will be continuously participating in production activities, wear and tear, the wear and tear process occurs. The wear and tear process occurs. Technically we call it as the depreciation. Technically we call it as the depreciation. For example, I'll give you just an example, guys. For example, there is a rice mill. There is a rice mill or rice flour mill or wheat flour mill, okay, wheat flour mill or sugar cane mill, whatever it is. So after a certain period of time, since these machines, this equipment are we continuously participating in economic activities or production activities, so definitely there is some wear and tear process going on, not? Yes, which is known as the depreciation. So what will be the value of this product, guys? For example, the factory which is worth of 1 crore. So after 2 years or 3 years, definitely there is a depreciation of around 20 lakhs. Let us assume there is a depreciation of 20 lakhs. So what is the final value? It is 80 lakhs, which is net. So net national product. I think if you know the basic macroeconomics or microeconomics, then it is very easy for you to keep these bits, guys, okay? So I think these are the basic fundamentals. So in order to keep these bits, you should have a basic idea between the gross product versus net product, domestic product versus national product, market price versus factor cost. You should know the difference between the final goods versus intermediate goods, and obviously you should know the difference between the factor cost and the market price. So these are the simple basic questions, in which he is asking. Direct questions, guys. He is never going, not even medium level. He is going in a very, 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 very easy level. So, okay, yeah. Which of the following is not a classification of e-commerce, electronic commerce? I think people already aware of this: Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal. I think many students who are listening my class and aspirants who are listening my class, definitely you would have bought online or not? Yes. So what is the product? What is the model or the business model in which they are implementing? Is it business to customer or business to consumer? Yes. Obviously you are buying from trader or not? Yes, you are buying from trader. So yes. Is it distributor to distribute? No, guys, absolutely wrong. It is absolutely wrong. Distributor to distribute. It is not the wholesale business. It is not the wholesale business, guys. It is not the wholesale business. Is it consumer to consumer? Yes, consumer to consumer. Is it business to business? Yes, it is business to business, but it's not the distributor to distributor. So these are the basic fundamentals which are related to these e-commerce, guys. Okay, I think this is the general knowledge bit. Okay, yeah. So which of the following is not one of the methods of national income estimation? So there are 3 methods in estimating the national income. The first one is output product method. The first method is output product method. Output product method. Second one is income method or income paid method. We can call it as income paid method or distribution share method or factor income method. And finally, the third one is expenditure method. Expenditure method. So in output product method, so we measure the value of the final goods and services from this primary sector, secondary sector and the service sector. And if you observe this income paid method, I think people are already aware of this one, right? Income paid method. So we have 4 factors or not? Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. We can estimate the national income by summing up these rents, by summing up the wages, by summing up the interest rates, and obviously the profits, we can get the national income. So it is the final value of all the goods and services which are being produced by these three major sector, or it is a value of, it is sum of all the incomes which are being generated by these four factors. And finally, the expenditure is done by how many sectors, guys? Obviously the household sector. The household sector will consumption by consumption method, and business sector, it will try to invest it, and obviously the government sector, it will try to spend, expenditure. C plus I plus G, the government will spend. It is the government spending. And finally, X minus M, exports minus imports. C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So this is known as C plus I plus G plus X minus M method. So obviously, these are some basic concepts which are related to national income, guys. I think it's very easy for you to understand if you are already known about this national income. So I think what is answered, guys? Yes, banking method, definitely wrong. Expenditure method, product method, income method. Basic fundamentals. So it need not go in depth also, guys. He is just giving a basic idea. So what is the right answer? It is a banking method. It is the banking method is the right answer, which is not one of the methods for estimating the national income. Who among the following presidents of India was also the deputy chairman of Planning Commission? Yes, I think you people already aware of this Planning Commission, right? Yes, the Planning Commission, the first bit which I have discussed it, 1950 March 15th. The Planning Commission has been constituted in 1950 March, right? So who is the first vice chairman? Gulzari Lal Nanda. Who is that person, guys? Gulzari Lal Nanda is the first vice chairman of this Planning Commission. And now he is asking President of India. So obviously the President of India was also been the deputy chairman of Planning Commission. So obviously none other than the Pranab Mukherjee. So Pranab Mukherjee has been the deputy planning or deputy chairman. He's been the deputy chairman for this Planning Commission during 1991 July, that is during the LPG reforms. Okay, during LPG reforms. I think you people already know about these LPG reforms, right? Liberalization, privatization, globalization. So during these LPG reforms, our Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, P.V. Narasimha Rao was our PM, and at that same time, the deputy chairman was the Pranab Mukherjee. Even Manmohan Singh has also acted as the deputy chairman of Planning Commission during Rajiv Gandhi, guys, during 1987. So during Rajiv Gandhi, so even Manmohan Singh has also acted as the deputy chairman. So later he has become, the finance minister during these LPG reforms. That is the economic reforms, during the economic reforms. So straightforward question. So Pranab Mukherjee has been the deputy chairman, during the LPG reforms or the economic reforms. So the decadal growth rate of population between 2001 to 2011. So it is a direct question. He is asking about the population growth rate, guys. He is asking about the population growth rate. So obviously the population growth rate at the time was 17.64%. The decadal population growth rate. Which decadal population growth rate? The decadal population growth rate. The decadal population growth rate was around 17.64%. Please remember, it's a direct question. So obviously the population growth rate of India has been declining. I think in the recent times, the population growth rate, I think it is around 12% if I am not wrong. The latest statistics, it is around 12%. So make sure that you remember all these things, guys. Very simple, very easy questions. So he's asking the straightforward question from this population. You see, I have first discussed about this Lord Ripon, right? Yes, the first synchronous population has been conducted, or the full population census has been conducted in 1881. So, there are bits which are from the population, bits from national income, and bits from the planning. So make sure that you focus on these areas, particularly the SSC, okay? Yeah, particularly the SSC CGL. So as per the union budget, you see, he is also focusing on the latest budget. Since this, examination has been conducted in 21, so he has asked the union budget question. How many regional national institute of virology has been set up? 4. It is also a direct question. 4 virology institutions have been set up, will be set up, okay? Yeah, very simple, very easy. So it is a direct bit, guys. There is no need for explanation. Which of the following schemes is aimed at helping the accelerated the uptake of broadband internet services? So the right answer, so you see, he is coming to the schemes, Government of India schemes. So is it PM Dhwani, is it PM Internet, PM Vani or PM Varta? So the right answer is broadband internet is Vani. That is, you can make your Wi-Fi. You can make your Wi-Fi as an hotspot, to the public, guys, to the public. Now you see, if I say like this, you may or you may not understand. I'll show some picture which is related to it. So full form of PM Vani, Public Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. So what is Public Wi-Fi Access Network Interface? I think you are using your mobile phone or you are using your data, internet, either through mobile 4G or 3G or through your Wi-Fi home. So you can make that Wi-Fi as public interface, that is open, without any passcode or without any security code, so that it will be useful for the public in order to increase their business, increase their trade. So obviously that is related to this PM1. So PM1 is an ecosystem, will be operated by different players as described. You see here, individuals who are residing in area can serve as a public data office. So you can serve as a public data office. So your home can become a public data office so that everybody can access your Wi-Fi simply. So that is known as, so provide Wi-Fi services. This will create many employment opportunities for people across the country. Yeah, definitely it is a very simple question. Which are the following articles of the Constitution of India provides for the creation of a GST council? So it's a direct question, guys. So the GST has been implemented or it has been come into effect from 2017, right? Yes, Article 279, not 269, Article 279. They have amended the Article 279 and they have created a GST council. It's a very simple question. Yeah, GST is known as the goods and services tax. So all the indirect taxes like excise tax, sales tax, so manufacturing tax, sales tax, VAT have been completely integrated. So service tax have been integrated and it has come into effect from 1st July 2017. Very simple question, guys. But obviously you should know how the GST council has been established and they have amended which article. They have amended which article, guys? They have amended Article 217. Please do remember these facts. So very simple. I think he is mainly focusing on this direct questions. Which of the following states topped the second edition of the Indian Innovation Index? So next he has come into the reports by Niti Aayog. So India Innovation Index, who has attracted the highest FDIs or highest foreign direct investments, obviously. So which state has got the highest startups? Okay, which state has got the highest startup companies? These based on these parameters, they will be creating the India Innovation Index. It has been published by Niti Aayog and obviously none other than the Karnataka. Obviously the answer is Karnataka, guys. So India Innovation Index released by Niti Aayog. So definitely you can check it here. So Karnataka had achieved the highest score because it has attracted a large FDIs and large number of venture capital deals. So very simple, very easy. So who among the following was appointed as the chief executive of the health insurance scheme Ayushman Bharat by the National Health Authority in January 2020? As I clearly mentioned, please focusing on the chairmans. So he's also asked the chairman of the CBDT. Okay, so CBDT means for direct taxes, chairman for Central Board for Direct Taxes, CBDT. So he is also asking the questions which are related to the chairman of SEBI, chairman of SBI, chairman of IDBI Bank, chairman of LIC. So please focus on the appointments, guys. Since it is related to the current affairs, I'm just giving a brief idea that you have to concentrate on the current affairs also. So it is directly not related to or linked to economy, but it is related to current affairs. So please focus on, and the answer is the R.S. Sharma. So since it's a factual based question, I think it's very easy for you to understand. So please focus on the appointments. So, I'm just concluding it, guys, with this question. I just concluded. So the questions which we have discussed during this August and December, okay, in 2021. Now, as I clearly mentioned, so now the summary part is that, you see we have got the highest question, the highest weightage. From which areas, guys? Obviously, you can check it here. So planning or not? Yes, planning. And particularly after planning, we have got the questions from this population. Am I right or wrong? Yes, population, and few bits which are related to the national income. national income. And he has covered all the areas, guys. He has covered all the areas. He has covered almost all the areas which are related to the socio-economic development. So I think please focus on these general topics, reports, appointments, planning, and obviously particularly the population and national income. It's enough for us. Okay, since we have only 2 or 3 bits and 2 bits are direct, one is the current affairs related bit, guys. So focus on this one. So I think I just given a brief idea about the previous year's questions which have been conducted in SSC CGL 2021 and from ACE online. Okay, so those are preparing, those are those are seriously preparing for this SSC CGL. So from ACE online, so wholeheartedly we wish you all the very best for your upcoming SSC examination, guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.